Good evening, good morning, good night. We're watching this transmission. It is I, Mike Martins. Don't forget to join me tomorrow night for Trends in the Housing Market Wednesday night. New Zealand time will be Thursday, like at 1 p.m. Check your local time zones. It is at 7 p.m. Western Seaboard, LA County time. Okay, guys, what have I got for you? Another New Zealand articles. We're going to do a little New Zealand housing wrap-up for the week. There's lots going on, and it's a lot of good news that's actually going on in New Zealand, where prices of homes are dropping, and people going to those auctions are now renegotiating, sending in. You know what you do, guys? Listen to me. Take my advice on this. Go see a house. Look at comparables of what they're selling in the area. Send an inspector to go check the property. Send an appraiser. Do an environmental inspection. Do 5 inspections. Property's not going to move. Then you talk them down a couple of $100,000. Plain and simple. I would do that. I would fine-tooth comb just like it was 10 years ago. You look at the house. Yeah, we'll put an offer on it. We'll let you know. Not, auctions and people standing around and everyone's looking to invest in foreign investing. Anyway, so we got this a little clip here that I want to share with you guys. Man, this girl's beautiful. And good news for buyers. More Auckland homes selling at a loss. Oh, yeah. Man, this girl's beautiful. So let's see what she has to say here.
Show the number of Auckland homes selling at a loss has doubled in just a year.
So it's getting there. Affordability levels aren't there. People just don't have and New Zealand is just an absolute poop show with people sleeping in cars, families being put up in hotels, people working 2 jobs and have to couch surf. It's been an absolute disaster in New Zealand.
There's a variety of reasons for the market slowdown, but it has opened the door for buyers. Mitch McCann reports.
2 years ago, Muhammad Ali was locked out of the Auckland house.
Wait a minute. Muhammad Ali, isn't that a famous, world boxer? His real name was Cassius Clay? Muhammad Ali. Oh, it's not him. Sorry. Let's continue.
Housing market. But he's now more hopeful than ever he'll own his own home.
It would be a real point of pride for us to be able to live in our own home, because, that's part and parcel of the Kiwi dream.
His optimism comes from a softening market. The 28-year-old says homes that were once not an option are now possible to buy.
We've seen a lot more houses come up which are, a lot more livable, don't need as much refurbishment.
New data from homes.co.nz shows the price plunge is continuing. In the first quarter of this year, 7.2% of sales resulted in a...
Wait, patience, wait. It's going to drop a lot more. You're going to see a little ripple in the market. It's only because it's these people buying in now, and then it's going to keep going down.
Capital loss for sellers. That's compared to just 3.1% at the same time last year. Westpac's Dominic Stevens says there's a number of reasons for the drop.
We've had tax change, which is affecting property investors, and we've had a general loss of interest from the foreign buyer in a number of international cities.
Yep.
And that's...
Remember, capital flows from China have been pretty much screeched to a halt. So China's making it, with the amount of wealth leaving China, they're making it very tough for people to get their wealth out of China.
Bad news if you're looking to sell. Newshub has also spoken to a seller today whose home failed to sell at auction yesterday. They say they're gutted, but that it's a buyer's market now, so they might hold off selling their home.
Yeah, hold off selling your home. It's going to go down even more. All right, new figures show that the number of Auckland homes are selling at a loss. It doubled in just a year, but that has opened a door for one group of buyers. 2 years ago, Muhammad Ali was locked out of his Auckland housing market, but now he is more hopeful than ever he will own his own home. So, buyer's market emerging in Auckland. We'll read that headline. Region's property value is growing while Auckland and Wellington dip. Why? Because those are unaffordable levels, and also Christchurch is slightly unaffordable. And Christchurch is part ghost town too. There's a lot of pre-builts that are finished that are not selling. Auckland housing buyers increasingly confident prices won't rise. And that is another article we'll just dip into. So we heard this. We know what's going on with that. Let's move on. Buyer's market emerging in Auckland again. Yeah, that's what's happening. It's not a buyer's market yet because affordability levels are still not there. It becomes a buyer's market when the house is 3 times your family annual income, your complete gross family income when it's 3 or 4 times. That's how it works, right? Auckland housing market is moving to favor buyers. New statistics show sellers in Auckland are asking around 1.9% less for their house than last month, and there's been an increase in listings. You're going to see an oversupply like happening in Toronto, in Vancouver, and San Diego is seeing that too. Quite a few cities we're going to see a massive oversupply, right? Sydney is massive oversupply right now. The average Auckland price now is $942,000. That benchmark price, guys, is still too high. $942,000. I wouldn't even get out of bed in the morning for $942,000. I'd get out of bed to go see a place when it's in and around $400,000 to $600,000. And $600,000, we're talking like Taj Mahal, Crown Moldings. We're talking about top of the line like appliances for $600,000. Down from $960,000 from a month ago. Listings are up 15.2% on this time last year. That's a lot. Listings are up. Remember, the oversupply is going to give people more options what to buy. Okay, there's a couple of people messaging me here. Smaller regions of the capital have hit a record of all-time high average asking prices, offsetting falls in Auckland and Waikato. So down 4.1% to $584,000. It's starting to get into the affordability levels. Since records began in 2007, Marlborough, Central North Island, South Island, Wellington all saw all-time high as average asking price at realestate.co.nz, spokesperson Vanessa said. The average asking price in Marlborough is $536,000, and Central North Island's $518,000, and Manawati is $389,000. Right, Wellington's average asking, but in what was it? Manawatu, like you could, 8 years ago, you could have picked up a place for 150, 200,000, 8-9 years ago. Like the prices went way too out of reach. Unless people's wages in New Zealand quadrupled and tripled in the last, I don't know, three years that we don't know about. Wellington's average asking price is $657,000, up 0.7% after falling about the same time, falling the same amount the previous month. We saw about 944 fresh new listings in Wellington region, and asking price sat at over just 650 large March this year. So here it is. Wow, this is a great breakdown. All right, so you have all your regions here. You got the Nelson Bay still going down. You got Auckland and Waikato still going down. You got Gisborne still going down. 14 points is one of the hardest hit areas. So Gisborne, what happened was a lot of people left the Northland area, and a lot of people left the what was the other area that was left? Northland, Auckland area, Waikato area. A lot of people left to Gisborne, pushed the pricing up there, just like everyone left Sydney to Tasmania to go to Hobart. So you're seeing the same patterns happening in every English-speaking country. I left Vancouver. I moved to Merritt. The house that I bought here, I paid $260,000 cash for it, and now it's worth $440,000 or $420,000, whatever the assessed value is. But I've contributed to manipulating prices in other cities also, because I am one of those migrants that have left the major city. Okay, Auckland house buys. Hold on. Auckland house buyers increasingly confident prices won't rise. You don't have to worry about that. The more supply that hits the market, that whole supply and demand issue that they said there wasn't a supply to feed the demand could go right out the window. They've been playing that card for so many years, and it was just a bald-faced lie that they were sharing with you. Auckland house sales fell nearly 20% as market stalls. Oh yeah. Was this video broken? Oh, more music. Nobody cares. Sales slump. Okay, we know this. Difficulty getting finance is being blamed for the slump in house sales around the country. No. A lot of people that did secure financing in the last 4 years are screwed. If you secured financing to buy your $1 million family entry-level home, a 2-bedroom and a bath, you're screwed. But if you secured financing, but you put 50% down, you're fine. You got that bit of aggregation in your mortgage to work around. But if you put 50% down and you borrowed 50% on your equity, you're screwed. So people that bought in the last 4 years, watch out, because you're going to start seeing an uptick in the market in New Zealand. Auckland house prices fell 2.7% over the year, median 856. We went over this already. First article is very informative. Despite extreme competitive mortgage rates on offer from the banks, remember, New Zealand's, you got to remember, guys, they're doing some interest-only crap. Guys, be careful with this interest-only crap, especially when you're borrowing 600 large. Please be careful with that. That's a lot of cake to finance, especially when you're just not bringing the value of the value. I'm not talking about the value, but you're not bringing down the cost, or the price, or the cost of borrowing won't move down. You're always going to pay that payment, so it's like almost like payments for life. Despite some extremely competitive mortgage rates on offer from the banks and the high chance of OCR to cut in the near future, it appears that the legislative changes on the horizon and the difficulty accessing financing are now really starting to impact the housing market. Remember, I discussed this 6 months ago. People won't be able to secure financing. People won't be able to secure nothing. And this is, I've been talking about New Zealand. It's been almost 5 years now. I've been talking about New Zealand. My videos go way back many years. A lot of them have been deleted for some bizarro reason. That's a nice picture. I'm going to save that image. All right. And switching to record low home loan deals could bring savings, analysis, Canstar says. Guys, I want you to be very, very, very careful. You need to read all your fine print on your mortgage. Make sure you get yourself a really good lawyer to look over your mortgage for you. It is crucially important, because what's been happening is they're doing these 3 and 4 year terms with 30-year amortization. In the West is a little bit different. It's a 4-year amortization, 30-year term, or a 4-year term, 30-year am. It's switched around in some places. I don't know why. So you do a 4-year term, or a 5-year term, to potentially negotiate better rates. Okay, that's fine. But the problem is, you got to take into factor how much it's going to cost to reborrow that money, with closing costs, application fees, lawyers. So you want the longest term possible with the lowest rate possible. And that's what everyone's dream is, right? And with them looking like they might be lowering rates in the future, you might want a 3-year term, okay, with a 25 or a 20-year amortization. But the problem is, once your term is up, right here, you have a fee. Also incur an $1,800 break fee, meaning that would be worse off than the $921. So they're trying to nitpick little areas where you can save $1 or $2. But the best savings you could get is by paying off the house as fast as possible. And that's my recommendation, is pay the damn thing off. But unfortunately, we are in a position right now where people are in a position right now where it will become a buyer's market. But in the spring, in the Southern Hemisphere, come November is when you're going to start looking around for real for a place to buy, especially if you've been waiting on the sidelines for many years. A lot of people have been waiting on the sidelines for many years, and a lot of people that have been patient, wrote it out, didn't jump in, didn't get themselves basically drowned in debt. Now, with the capital outflows of China being restricted, it's becoming a huge problem for the New Zealand proper, or the Kiwi proper, to afford to buy into these markets. Don't buy into these markets, believe me. Most auction properties are being passed in and opened up to offers. There you go. That is what's going on. This is what's going on. Auctions are no longer a thing now in New Zealand. People going in for an offer. Like I said, walk in there. Hey, man, what's up? Okay, I say. Listen, man, I'm going to tell you how this is going to go down. That's what you say. First, I like this house, essay. Now, first thing I say, homie, I'm going to come here with an inspector. We're going to go through this house. We're going to get an appraiser. We're going to get a health inspection. We're going to get environment inspection. We're going to get a blah, 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 blah. And then I give you an offer, essay. And that's it. Oh, well, there's other people. Go ahead, let them look. To me, essay, I got to work hard to pay this house off. And then it's like, take your pick. The oversupply right now in New Zealand, take your time. Do your work. Don't listen to these people. Do your own research. Understand with amortization terms. Do your own TDS. Find out what your total debt service ratio is. Understand how you could benefit the pros of owning and the cons of owning. Are you better off renting now? With the amount of oversupply in the market? Maybe not. Maybe, what you're paying in rent, you could actually own your own place now, right? So start comparing numbers. Do your own research, people. This is the most expensive thing you'll buy in your life. The most expensive item or the most expensive proposition you'd make in your life is buying your home. Be careful. Anyways, guys, if you're down in New Zealand, big hug out to you guys out there, all my Kiwis out there that are watching me and supporting me. Thanks for watching. Mike Martin's here, and if you want to support the transmission, just share one of my videos. That's it. Thank you so much for watching.